Many men usually get bored and restless when there's nothing to do, because men are creatures who wants to keep doing something to make themselves busy, to fill up with something, to feel important. And the same thing with relationships too. There are many men who numb boredom by seeking relationship or in the companion of ladies, just spending mindless time with girlfriend, um, hoping to get some attention or some false sense of connection. There's always a time and place for people to always connect, but there's always a space when the man needs his own time. A craving to, like, okay, I need someone to spend time with me, or I need a girlfriend because I'm feeling very lonely every now and then. It is a lack of being complete with ourselves that men sometimes want to escape just being with themselves. And welcome to our podcast, my dear friends. This is a very important podcast, and why men use relationship as a numbing tool to escape themselves from facing themselves. Because when there's interaction and stimulation or approval from the other woman, or maybe even rejection from the other woman, we don't get to feel that the life is flat. And a man that is not living on his purpose and with a clear sense of direction, there will always be times when the emptiness feels very loud. And to seek out attention, maybe from messaging people, or to just get on the phone, or to just meet someone for a mindless date, the conversation, although there's no growth or depth that's going on, it can be talking about the weather, accessories, or just current affairs. Yes, I mean, it's good to catch up every now and then, but as long as there's conversation and movement, the lack of awareness brings us to the space where we don't have to face ourselves. And even meeting mindless, having mindless conversation with people that probably that we do not want to go in depth with, can replace the kind of stillness with some dopamine hit, whether there's approval or whether there's even rejection. The anger itself is a replacement for being still. And there are men who are not and how was it like growing up? And some of you who have known me for more than 10 over years, my friends and possibly some of my followers, how it all began was in 2000, 2009, 2008, where I founded this company for men called Powers of Attraction, where we help men regain confidence in their dating life. And here I am right now. And what is it like now? And with all full honesty and openness, I hope this video can be a hope to struggling men out there who can relate to the possible growing up struggles and sometimes the internal conflict that we have when it comes to new milestones in our life. And growing up ever since young, I'm looking at my script here in case I go out of context. And how was it like growing up? It was just like, I would say that it was a little bit different, the childhood that I have. During my kindergarten days, I wanted to be seen. And I was attracted to this lady, and I wanted to get her approval and attention. Somehow, there's always this bigger size, bigger guy who hold her hand and walk across the classroom. And that emotion struck something in me that why wasn't I good enough to be the one holding this girl's hand? And growing up in the 80s, where my parents and family, possibly yours as well, we do not often communicate how's things at home, how's your day, what are you feeling about, because everybody was very busy trying to make ends meet. And not to mention that parents didn't have the luxury of coming home early to check on the children, and they worked until very late. So I didn't have a chance to express whether this feeling of infatuation, jealousy, maybe even envy, whether were they healthy or not. And it stayed with me that I misunderstood at a young age of 5 and 6. I already had this liking for attention and to be liked, and especially girls. So I misunderstood and changed this emotion as I wasn't good enough. And it does me help to be removed from one of the preschool that I had to change to another one because of some disciplinary action, and I felt that I was just being a childlike. I wanted to express myself freely and get attention from the class, but somehow didn't turn out well. So back to the school where it was at Hague Road. I was doing my kindergarten then. I was excited to go to primary school where there are still girls there, but my focus wasn't really about them so much. Although I did write a note to this lady, this girl, when I was much as primary 1 or even primary 2, that I wanted to so-called be her boyfriend. And wow, that was a bold move. And none of my family members knew about that. But somehow a part of me felt that, wow, I was brave enough and courageous enough to take that action, to approach and express my feelings. I guess the feelings of being suppressed and unable to express was so strong, carried forward from the kindergarten days until my primary school days. And I felt good. However, I was kind of, in a way, rejected because I was too young. And the mom of the girl knew about it, and the mom said, no, you all are still young. Don't write this kind of thing. It's not so nice. And I was angry and furious that I felt rejected. And I wrote something back to her. I said, I hate you, or something like that. You're a monster. And she was very sad. She was very upset. And so did the mom. Felt that, hey, boy, you shouldn't write this kind of thing. It is not nice. And I just looked at them and I ran away. And there was no place to hide my shame because I have no idea what I was doing. I knew I was expressing my emotions, but somehow I felt misunderstood, and I felt disgusted for my action, and I couldn't control that impulse. And I sat with these emotions and I realized one thing. If I was bigger, stronger, smarter, possibly people would like me more. And that was carried from my kindergarten days, where the little girl didn't want to hold my hand, or the teacher didn't assign me to her because probably I was too skinny, I was not smart and intelligent, being a dropout from another kindergarten. And I tell myself, no, I got to have this determination to become the bigger, the stronger, the smarter. And hence, in my primary two, primary three, primary four onwards, I did very well in my class and I topped the class. And I fell, I almost fell in love. I kind of liked another lady who was also doing well in class. And I have this tendency to compete with her, that if I'm better than her, she would like me. And if she likes me, who else would not like me, right? And I pursued in a uniform group, and I got all my badges, and I rose among in the ranks then. And I took part in sports where I was always number one, number two in my 100 meters short part or even long jump. And guess what? I've arrived. And in my primary four, primary five days, I tell myself, hey, I am one of the top students in class, and I did well in my sports, and I am a recognized uniform group leader. I'm perfect, right? I should be perfect, and people must like me. But having said that, I was lacking in my own social skills. And mind you, this video is not about developing social skills, which I will cover in the later part when the POA, powers of attraction, superego, was created to be a guard, to guard my heart, for me to coexist in the society. And that'll be a second video that I'll be doing about. But how it came about was I was lacking in social awareness, social skills, and probably even social intelligence. Yet I didn't have much friends, and I chased after friends to like me, but somehow I felt rejected because I remember one of them told me that, hey, hey, Ping Yong, they call me the old name Ping Yong. Hey, Ping Yong, don't think you are smart and clever or fast. I need to be your friend. You are such a snob, along that line. And I wasn't. I have no idea I was being a snob, because probably the accomplishment that I got, I was trying to prove a point that I should be likable. I studied hard. I did well in my sports. I am a uniform group leader. You should like me. I should be accepted. But somehow things didn't materialize. My friends, we were not closely knitted as well. There was this competition that me and my friends, that I always look at the back of my heart, that I need to be better than them for them to like me. And if I'm not better than them, I don't feel worthy of their friendship. And hence, there's always this competitive energy that I have with the people around me. And guess what? It wasn't genuine, and I didn't know it. I wasn't honest enough to say about it that I wanted to be accepted. And somehow, the friendship didn't carry on too much into my secondary school days, which then I fell in love with, at the age of 14, with another lady who was smarter and stronger as in she was excelling in her sports, and she had this very authentic expression of herself. She was well liked by others, and I wanted to be like her. And of course, moving forward, the entire secondary school was dramatic. I flunked in almost all of my qualification in my education, is because I asked myself, if and smoke. Talk about the sugar guy, the sweet guy, the guy who's always giving in, loving, listening. You say whatever, I will do whatever, and it's very nice and compliant. But the realization is that this sugar guy is also a form, an attempt at manipulation. Whereas the manipulation may not work, or probably eventually will get the attitude of getting some crumbs from the person that you want to seek approval from. Whereas on the extreme swing will be the guy in smoke. Just remember, just recall yourself as the rake, the seductionist, the one, the bad boy, the ones who get it all, who don't care devil, may care attitude. And the girls are just allured to him like bees to honeys, or probably like flies to smell. But how do you know and identify yourself? Because both the sugar and spice direction are not gonna help you as a POA alignment to bring yourself back to authenticity. The realization is I had experience at both extreme end, and I didn't know I was wearing a mask, because sometimes when I need to just to get by the day, there was still the sugar element of me, sweet, pleasing, agreeable, just let me know, I'll do whatever it takes. On the other hand, the extreme, and I was trying to get the art of seduction, the sense of mystery and emotional push and pull. But I keep shaping myself based on what was required by the person, whether it was a sugar demand or whether it was a smoke screen. Behind all this, I was disappearing. Welcome to our podcast for today, Sugar and Spice. And I think this sugar and spice, sugar and smoke, I think this is a very powerful topic that we want to further explore today. And I want to go deeper into this topic because behind this pattern itself, there's a lot of confusion of either which one should I be. At some point of time, for those who played the game, you will know that the A game at this seduction phase, where we create attraction to allure the woman closer to us. And at the same time, when we come to the sugar stage, is where we become also nice, comforting. I understand you, I feel you. And either way are compromising of our own soul alignment. Because this confusion here, needing to be wanted to feel worthy, is never an aligned frame. Because you see, the sweetness is to be accepted, and the seduction at this point is to feel power. So either way, we are seeking the validation from outside, and it is all a performance based on what is required at a point of time. And it's not necessarily only women that you are trying to attract. It could also be the relationship that you want, to bring up some spice and being like a seductionist, seduce, giving the romance and fantasy. Whereas on the other hand, the relationship gets stale, just giving in, trying to be the sweet, nice guy to rekindle. Either way is not coming from a space of alignment, my dear friends, because I know with so much experience in my belt, under my hand, every time when I was seeking for validation through either one of the masks, the real me just gets quieter. And this turning point becomes intense when both I managed to get, in terms of here, I managed to please my wife, she might be compliant for a while and happy, but somehow I feel that happiness that she gave me was empty. And on the other hand, when things get stale, I try to spice up through seduction, being romantic, adding air of mystery. And either way, this creates attention. Sometimes maybe a bit of heated anger, and also like trying to put more attention and pressure back so that I can allure her. But either way, this is just roles. These two roles, I get their attention, but the applause itself of the attention becomes empty. Because this validation from the outside, whether it is our girlfriend, wife, or whoever out there that you're seeking attention from, the applause eventually becomes so loud that it becomes empty. And intimacy no longer grounds me, because the chase of getting either one of them through either mask becomes meaningless. And the starvation of our own authentic character becomes more and more loud. It's like, when will I ever be heard? When will I ever be acknowledged for me without the mask? And it wasn't alive, because
Everyone in Singapore says that investing in property is the best way to build generational wealth.
hi, my friends. Welcome to our POA coaching program. And we have successfully launched this 5 weeks coaching program. And there'll be notes that you are going to take as I share with you quickly on this podcast. What is this 5 weeks coaching program all about? And within week 4, you will start to see some keynotes that you may need to write down in terms of the relationship with your life itself. So, an introduction of this 5 weeks program is to help you build your inner grounded alignment and your masculine identity. There will be a clear structure that brings you clarity and unleash the power that you have already within yourself. It will be an outflow into the areas, not only your relationships, but also in terms of your work, discipline, energy, and most important, the relationship with women will start to expand. And your goal here is to become the man who leads his life from truth and alignment, not being driven by emotions. Over the past weeks, we have success stories of coaching married men to rekindle their marriage, and singles who are starting to believe in relationships again. And for those who are attached, they start to see opportunities how they can improve not only their relationship, but also to expand the other areas of their life more holistically. And it starts off with that core week number one, where we will help you to unleash and find out awareness. The first week of awareness here is to help yourself see clearly what are the mistakes that you have been repeating over and over again. And as we know, when there's true awareness, our body will start to show up whether the energy is whether in good flow, is in good clarity, and there won't be often triggers and collapse that we experience and wonder why we are often trying to bulldoze through life with such restriction and restraint. So as we identify from week one some of the patterns and of our own limiting belief, especially when it comes to relationship with women, we will see where we abandon ourselves in pursuit of the relationship and probably even the emotions that were triggered from the past. And we start trying to revolve around the emotions, trying to manage them instead of going down to the roots of what really caused these triggers. And the difference between alignment and performance. And as we do know, many of times as we drive ourselves very hard trying to achieve the kind of relationship or target and the life that we want, then we believe that we are worthy. And that is from there we realize the alignment that goes deep within ourselves. Are we coming from a space of alignment, or are we performing to pursue, and in the journey we abandon our true core identity? And this week one will be very powerful. Zoom, we can do a Zoom call with you to help you understand first what. Hi, mic testing. Good to see you guys all here. Time now is 6:30. Very blessed to be starting this live channel for you all. And just want to bring more people in. And for those who have questions, you may just speak up, type inside the group chat, and let's get this moving, shall we? So why are we here today? There won't be any selling. There's nothing to sell. In fact, it's a chance to meet all my men out there. How are you guys doing? Want to get more interaction with you all. Yeah, it's been a while, couple of years for some of us who have not had the chance to gather. Probably a period of 10, 12 years since some of us last met. And yes, the game is still in our blood. And for some of you, I know you all have gone on a very different journey. So let's type inside the group chat. How are you guys doing? How's your relationship status right now? Are you single? Are you attached? Are you married? Let's find out some of these. Some of you all here today. Yes, good, my friend. So just listen on. Any questions you may feel free to ask. But before we go further, just want to know we are married. Some of us are married. Some of us are not married again. Some of us are single by choice. Some of us maybe attached, not by choice. Or some of you might be married, not by choice. But whatever it is, I want this space to be a very safe space for all of us here. to have this permission for every one of you coming in to express yourself openly and to connect once again with like-minded men who could be coming in or not. And as we know that we have a gathering that's coming up on the 27th of December, and really want to put you guys together and share something that's going to benefit you all. What are we going to benefit you all about? But let's talk about today first. Today, what are the challenges that a lot of men are facing, including I myself, what we are facing? The common struggles that men are facing. Let's start off with the primary challenge of men. The primary challenge of men is, of course, not the marriage is not the problem. The problem is the man that is having problem with their relationship. And every man out there struggles at some point of time with their relationship. And when we talk about relationship, does it mean that it's a boy-girl relationship, or is it a marriage situation? Or is it more of coming to terms that is it okay for me to be single? And what about some topics that we never cover? Is it okay to be in multiple relationships? And this is a channel here not to judge any of our fellow men out there. Whatever your choice of lifestyle is, I pray for you all that we can come together and really support each other in the direction of alignment and growth. Lifestyle is a choice, my dear friends. And I want to touch more about the challenges of men, either being in a relationship, number one, or having challenges getting into a relationship. So what is the need? Why do we need to be in relationship with people? What does it really mean? And for those who can type, yes, please type on. Single by choice, I think is very beautiful. Yes, my friend, anything is okay if we are honest with the parties involved. The honesty that we want to have, not only with the partner that we are seeing, because the lack of openness in any friendship or relationship that we have, we eventually have to come back to ourselves, because no matter how many hours that you spend time with people, you might be staying together with, yes, marriage as well. You might be staying with people like maybe a girlfriend, a partner, or maybe your wife, for example. There will definitely be a time when we are left with ourselves to face and confront ourselves. And when we face and confront ourselves, the emotions that comes up, the time that we spend with people, and if the relationships or the partnerships are not clean and clear, does it eat into our soul and cause us misalignment? And there are many people out there, and I have the blessing of being with a lot of people in my line of profession. And I'm truly grateful to have also have the opportunity to have them open up to share with me their views of their inner world. I have met multi-millionaires who are successful business entrepreneurs. I also have met men who are in a simple job, a 9 to 5 simple job, and simply just want a simple way of living and being. But the truth is this: no matter how our lifestyle choice is, the impact of challenges of relationship will reach us at a point of time where we will start to challenge and ask ourselves, is this it? For example, I want to talk about this sugar and smoke topic. A lot of men feel before they get into a relationship, they need to be all the smoky type. What I mean by the smoky type? Number one, the smoky type means the one who is excellent and suave with his words. So when the person is suave and confident with his words to engage in conversation with the woman, to make them feel, wow, oh, this guy can really talk. He makes me feel. There's a huge difference between two kinds of men when we are in the smoke. When in the smoke mode means the guy who wants to smoke and say whatever he wants, just to get the girl to be attracted to him first. Then we decide later where the relationship will go. Then what happens when the smoke, when you are in the smoke mode, which is a lot of techniques and strategies do with the former what we call PUA, pick up artist strategy, where you talk about you create attraction, you create a roller coaster of emotions. You bring questions, for example, like how does it make you feel to be with a man who can truly understand things that you may not even know about yourself? Have it ever felt this way about spending time with just two of us together? Have you ever wished that your past relationship, for those women who had relationship before, have you ever thought anything about your past relationship that your man would have gone deeper on an emotional level with you, even to a point that your spirit can touch each other? And with this kind of smoke conversations, it is actually very easy to get the woman into their emotional mode. And hence, when they are emotional mode, they will be emotional with the one who facilitate her into that space. And that's the power of so-called seductions. Exactly. When we create in from that space of smoke to have conversation that engages not the head, but more of the heart. And the woman feels, oh, this man truly makes me feel. Okay, it's never about how good looking or how charismatic the man is. It is always about how the man, we as the man, make the woman feel that they then see us as charismatic and confident. And it's a nature, yes, it's in our nature that social setting, social dynamics, when people bond together closer, not by intellect, but more of an emotional level where we get to feel. We feel good about ourselves, and when the person is in the absence, I want to chase the feeling that the person make me feel. And hence, people want to spend more time with the people that make them feel good. However, in our powers of alignment group, and for those who have went through the weeks of coaching, it is not a feel-good channel. Yes, you may feel good that some of these podcasts resonates with you, my dear friends, but it is not only about feeling good, because men, all of us are men here. When we seek growth, it is never comfortable. How many of you want to seek growth? Just type inside the group chat, growth. Yes, all my friends, good to see you all here. Just a couple of us here. We look forward to our gathering in person. It will be a nice, intimate group. And I will also be sharing with you all my heartfelt strategy of how what I'm going to launch on the 27th of December will be able to help you expand yourself and open up doors to meet people that you have never thought possible, especially men who are able to grow in the likeness of their full alignment. Okay. And at the same time, we will be tackling questions and challenges as well in not only how to get the kind of relationship that you truly desire, at the same time, keeping the relationship and growing it so that it continues to align with your growth. And that's the most important. Yes, growth mindset and growth with peace. That's important. As we are covering the smoke topic, remember this, the conversations that we get, and we start to bring the women to a place of comfort where they can connect with us. And the old days, we will talk about keynote escalation, which means giving them physical touches and access how comfortable they are in our presence, and hence moving them into a deeper relationship with us, just like that. It's like it's like doing sales. But in fact, this true in this era right now, sales strategies are no longer effective if the purpose is just to close them. And we're not here to discuss about closing. And the key thing I want to cover with you all today quickly, because this is only going to be a couple of minutes for this podcast. It's my first live stream. So happy to see whoever is here. So next time, as we have more people, we will, no, it doesn't matter. The amount of people coming in is most important. And I want to touch this. When you use that smoke to bring the relationship to a deeper level with the women of choice, what happens when the smoke dies down? We use the smoke to bring them closer to us. Strategies, conversations, techniques, tactics. And it is so easy to get them to be close with us. The key thing in powers of alignment is this: how long can any man out there sustain this smoke throughout their whole relationship? And your smoke can be many things. Can be your powers of provider, that means the money that you make, or can be the way that you always talk and make her laugh, or it can be your looks, which I guess we all do grow at some point of time, or it could be our charming nature that's always making her laugh, or it could be that we are strong at this age. All of us, the men here at this age, in our 20s, 30s, 40s, we are strong. There will be a day when the smoke went down, and the woman we attracted was attracted only to our smoke. And then we activate the sugar. What is the sugar? Being nice, submissive. Whatever you want, you go, law. Anything, law, up to you. It's okay, your choice. Anything. I let you manage, oh. It's your job, ma. I done my part. See, the sugar part and the smoke part, they actually are very extreme ends, my dear friends, very extreme ends. And when we do not know how to find this divine balance, number one, our growth will lose focus and become fixated on the relationship, where the man constantly switch between sugar and smoke to fix the relationship. And hence, what happens to our growth, our direction of growth? I have the privilege of meeting some men a week ago, and the man was in his early 20s. He shared with me his story. He was a very highly driven individual who wanted to do his own business, accumulate wealth, make money, and do startup. But the fact that he said that he met a wrong woman. What mean by wrong woman? Okay, let's hear him out. He met this woman, the relationship was toxic. It drains his energy, and he spends a lot of time trying to fix the relationship, fixing and giving in, doing the sugar part, and sometimes switching between the smoke part, and constantly switching between modes to save the relationship instead of being aligned with himself and his purpose. And guess what? We all know the answer, my dear friends. When a man is most attractive, ask ourselves, touch our heart. Is he the most attractive and aligned when he's focused on his growth or focused on the relationship? Type inside the group chat. A man is most attractive and aligned when he's focused on his growth or on his relationship. Type inside the group chat. I myself is guilty. constantly, every now and then, when the wife is feeling uneasy, I throw my energy onto the wife in trying to fix the relationship. And guess what? True experience tells me, by the way, 12 years in my marriage, still same. The whole thing went off course. And what is worse is, yes, I can do both. Good question. Okay, I'll come to that. And when I put my energy on my relationship and the wife seems pleased, but she's not satisfied with the man that she lost. And here's my confusion. What's wrong? I put in my time to please buy flowers, whatever you want to eat, you go. I let you decide certain things. She's okay, but then she lost the satisfaction that she found in a man. Because why? The eyes, the energy drops. And I myself lose my grounding. And the beautiful thing about powers of alignment is this. When I focus on my growth and I learn how to care for myself and stay focused, the relationship, all I need to do is just touch on the care and concern, and it realigns itself back. And sometimes when the woman roars her tornado, it's only a matter of seconds when it dies down and continue to come back to the man who is aligned with his cause of growth. Easier said than done, my dear friends. Okay, I can't do this alone. And what served me the most over these years, in fact, in the book, I wrote about 10,000 hours of dating and a lot of relationship experience that I myself gathered also together with my community of men. I put together this finding that we as powers of alignment men, when we seek growth and alignment, we cannot do this alone. And most important, we cannot seek direction from our partners. Our partners are here to support our alignment, and never should our partners be the purpose of our alignment or ended up as the pillar of our growth. And hear me out, my dear friends, over these past seasons of coaching men, I see so many mistakes that a lot of men make, and some of them lost their relationship. I think that's not the point, because we do lose relationship. Nothing is forever. But the painful part of seeing men lose themselves, losing themselves means ended up giving up on relationship and trust, losing confidence in themselves as a failed relationship. And some of them even went all the way north south to seek revenge on women. And that's the painful part. So what if you have taken revenge on these women, you attract them and dump them? The pain still remains deeper and deeper inside you, my dear friends. And at Powers of Alignment here, my dear friends, on the 27th of December, other than having a good feast to welcome 2026, I want to share this powerful initiative with you all that allows you to hold the passport to open up the doors of growth for every aligned man out there. Okay, with that, I am very happy all of you are here, as many of you are here this evening. Any questions, I'll just open up for the next 5 minutes. If not, I am really very happy to see some of you are here. In fact, nowadays is so hard to get together. And I think with technology, we still can stay connected. Mobile phones, I think it's having the initiative, the willingness, my dear friends. Okay, many times we spend so much, I myself included, spend so much time texting and talking to women. But do we really spend time to talk to ourselves and also with fellow like-minded men whose sole purpose is really for growth and not about women only? Of course, I used to mention this lah. We cannot let them influence. We cannot let women influence our purpose and growth. And it is not their purpose to influence us, but their biological nature as a feminine. It is like water, it flows. And when the water flows, we flow with the water. Do we still go to where we want to go? We will go downstream together with the water. Water flows downstream. Water flows by gravity, flows by feeling. And imagine a man living his life leading by feelings. It is very difficult to stay aligned and to be of growth. All right, my dear friends, I look forward to see you on the 27th of December. For those who are not in the group chat, if any of you are sent by a friend here, get the private invite from your friend. And as I share with you, I will be opening up the passport for your success of 2026, where you will get full alignment, success in all the relationships that you want to pursue purposefully. And let's do this together with all of you, my dear friends. Okay, with that, this is Paul Teo, Powers of Alignment. I will see you soon.